Mlangeni Golf Day in Linksfield. Let's say a very good morning to you. A very good morning to you, Valen. All right, let's try Valen once again. Valen, good morning to you. What is happening there currently?
All right, thank you very much. Welcome to the Huddle Sport and Golf Park, which is in the east of Johannesburg. It's in Linksfield, and we're here for the Mlangeni Golf Day. It's now the 6th year that this annual event has been running. It's hosted by the June and Mlangeni Foundation, as well as the National Department of Sport and Recreation. Joining me from the department is the Chief Director of Mass Participation, Ms. Onke Mjo. Thank you very much, and welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you, Valen. And we appreciate this today to talk about the Mlangeni Golf Development Day. Yes.
It's not quite the day that we were expecting, because after all the wonderfully dry days that we've been having here in the Highveld, the heavens have now opened. We've got glorious rain, but not the best day to be out on the golf course.
I guess we take the rain as a blessing because of the drought, as you say, and we're hopeful that though it stops at some point so that we can tee off and start with the golf. Yes.
It's still very early here, and it does look like we can see some sunshine starting to break through, but we also have a number of youngsters that are going to be registering, and then we're going to have Onke Mjo coming through himself. I understand that he's also going to be playing golf at 91. He still plays golf, and then later on we've got an award ceremony. Just explain the whole program for today.
Yes. This Mlangeni Golf Day is actually part of the South African Development Golf Board, which its objective is to develop black players of golf. Mainly, the focus right now is in Soweto players and Mabopane players. Obviously, over time, the program will expand to other areas. The objective of this program is to really develop those players from the amateur status and take them to professional level. And within our program of Sport and Recreation South Africa, we have an athlete support program where these young golfers who are identified through the South African Golf Development Board are actually taken through and into playing into different open golfs. They are developed, made sure that they have membership in golf clubs. They are scientifically developed, and they are given opportunities for them to go and compete in many different competitions so that they can actually grow their participation and exposure to a level of professional golf. Yes.
And this being the 6th actual development golf day, you guys have had a number of successes over the years. Do you want to share some of those with us?
Yes, we actually have golfers from the Soweto Development Golf Program who have been part of this program and who are continuously playing and growing. And they are now playing in the Big Easy Open, which is really a stepping stone that will take them to Sunshine Tours. So they are really getting closer to participating in professional golf. They have mentoring programs. And so all of those 3 golfers currently, we're quite satisfied with the progress that they've made throughout this program. Yes.
The day is going to culminate with a handing over ceremony at the Birchwood Hotel of the Mlangeni Green Jacket. Just give us the names of those who will be honoured this evening.
Part of this evening and part of this program is actually the honouring. And the honouring of the Mlangeni Green Jacket acknowledges stalwarts and activists of sport, ranging from a sport activist like Dr. Semram Sami, who is currently an executive board member of the IOC, and who was one of the key role players during the times of the 50s, 60s, 70s, up to the 80s, and actually early 90s, of making sure that South Africa in the international platform was actually exposed, and they were actually excluded because of the segregation laws in sport. So Dr. Semram Sami is one of those recipients of the Green Jacket today. And the late Dr. Dennis Brutus will also be honored, and his son will be receiving the honor on his behalf. We also have great former golf player, and Papua Gulam, one of the greatest golf players, who in his time, because of segregation, had won a Natal golf championship. And on the time that he was actually supposed to be receiving his prize, He could not enter into the country club because he was black, and therefore he accepted his prize standing outside on the rain merely because of those segregation laws. So this program actually seeks to acknowledge and make sure that we remember those stalwart, those great players who could not be acknowledged at that time, who could have participated and put South Africa on the map, but because of the segregation laws they couldn't. We also have Happy Boy Nkosana Happy Boy Mlangeni from Tanzania, one of the greatest boxers that South Africa has ever heard. Unfortunately, he's late, but his family will be here to actually accept this honor and this green jacket. So this program goes a long way with of course, the name of Andrew Mlangeni, one of the remaining Rivonia trialists, which talks about resilience, which talks about commitment, and which talks about making sure that you get your goals no matter what the difficulty. And him also playing at the age of 91 is one of our objectives of making sure that participation in sport and participation in recreation is a lifelong, and he really is a true representative of that. Yes.
Chief Director, I know we've chatted about a couple of those recipients that will be receiving their Andrew Mlangeni green jackets a little bit later on. There are going to be 6 recipients this year, and it all starts off with a development clinic that we hope will get underway in just a short while's time. Chief Director of Mass Participation at the Sport and Recreation Department, thank you very much for talking to us here on Morning Live. We're going to be having Tate Andrew Mlangeni here on the show after 7 o'clock as we broadcast live from the east of Johannesburg at the Huddle Golf and Recreation Park. It's back to the studio for your headline news.